Okay, this is westcoastbellpottery.ca in Nova Scotia, Canada. This is just a quick how to make a wobbly mug. And I've got several videos on the go at the moment, but I thought I'd post this one quickly this week because it'll be unedited. All right, here we go. It's clay body is number 516 from Pottery Supply House in Canada, thrown on a Shimpo Whisper. How much clay? Just under a pound. So probably about 400 grams, I would say. Maybe not even that. Okay, so this is an easy one for centering. Hands together. And you notice I didn't even bang it into a ball because clay is fairly soft. But the hands are locked together so I can see half the actual ball of clay. And if you're a beginner, it's a good idea to cone the clay up a little bit and then push it back down again. Just so you can see how the clay is working. And then to do a wobbly mug, and there's lots of ways of doing it, but the way I do it is I put my fingers in, I do the same as normal for a mug, leave about 3/4 of a centimeter at the bottom, pull my finger from the side to the center, don't open the base too far, it's only about 4 centimeters across in there, 1.5 inches. Normal pull up, just a quick for chasing the water above it, so you've got to keep your fingers wet, so where you do it, it's drying out, so you have to chase the water all the way up. Dribble water right on the rim so it goes inside and outside. Same pull, dig deep with your outside fingers, see how that pushes in, and then you chase the water all the way up, making sure you chase that water, don't hang around at all. All right, because any drag at all will start to pull it off center. I'm going to wet my hand because I've got to get it in there. I push in about 1.5 centimeters from the bottom, and then I basically just do a nice gentle pull just to even the clay thickness out to the top. So that's just a straightening, evening pull, not getting any height out of that one. Take your clay off the bottom, so you make your foot ahead of time. And now, here's the bit that's really tricky. You have to put a sponge with water in it all the way down in. I'm not taking the water out, and now I'm going to let the water come up. There's still water right at the bottom, and then I take water and dribble it down the outside. Slow the wheel down, fingertips to this point, fingertips inside, fingertips outside. And I do a very rapid pull to make it wobble. And this is just like throwing rings kind of out of whack a little bit. But then you got to get the water out. Because the clay is soft and it will start to bend out of shape since it's now no longer a strong form. But you've got these kind of funny kind of wobbly rings, and this is a seller, but it isn't as good as my regular mugs. But every so often people want something that looks really handmade and all that. And to take this off the wheel, you just dribble some water all the way around. Put your wire in while it's spinning slowly, pull through slowly, and it will release and come with your wire. And then slow the wheel down, pull it off, and then slide it onto your fingers and place it on your bat of other mugs. I can show you, I've got a whole bat full of these here. I got 2 bats full. All right, they're all wibbly wobbly mugs and all that. So basically, let's get you looking at me again. See what we're talking about. This is just it's not a gimmicky mug kind of thing, but it's another mug that just expands your vocabulary of mugs that you might have in your gallery or your shop. Because I have probably at least half a dozen base forms that I do fairly often and all that, and gives you, people something to look at that's, rather than the same boring piece all the time. You think, it's different, the glaze is special on this one, whatever, but, and I do, and I see something in everything, every piece, but the buying public may not be perceiving things quite in that depth, and so it's nice to have something that's really shouting at them. Okay, now we have to put handles on the actual mugs, the wiggly mugs, and here are my handles. So I have a whole slew of those. I showed you how to pull handles. So what do? They've got a very specific type of form, so it's not that much different from a regular mug, but I try to make it feel like it's just kind of in the right place. Just at the top. Now you can actually say I want to have a handle that's a different type altogether, so that kind of handle, but I generally do it this way. With my hand so you can see what I'm doing. You put it on, the mugs are still soft. I can bend these mugs easily. Remember, I don't scratch and score, I time putting handles on so that the clay is really soft, but then you have to worry about denting, and you can always stick a yogurt carton in the top of the mug if it feels like it's gone out of round. So that's what I'm talking about with the form being the right shape for this, or size for this mug. You don't want it sticking out too far. I like to get 3 fingers snugly in at this point, so that after it's shrunk in the firing, you can still get at least 2, maybe 3 fingers in here. I don't actually put a lump of clay in the bottom down there because these are soft. So all I'm doing to actually join a handle, and I can't reach down the bottom of course, so I get my paintbrush, it's wet a little bit, put it in there, and then just press back from where I'm pressing with this thing, and the clay is so soft that basically it will just press it into the other piece of clay that is the mug itself, and then just clean it. This is the simplest of all handles. Using the back of the paintbrush, then I actually pull it down a little bit. The clay from the handle I'm pulling into the mug. Same up the side of the handle, same across the top of the handle. Just using the back of the paintbrush. It seems to grip whatever plastic this is made out of, this paintbrush. It seems to grip the clay really nicely. And then you basically just smooth it out with the paintbrush itself. Maybe because I've trained as a painter, I just love having paintbrushes to do all my work. Because a lot of people just use their hands and a sponge to do handles. And then that's it. That's how to put a handle on. And I'm doing all of these handles, obviously. And I have just posted, I would assume by now, my handle mug. I was doing another little quick thing on handles the other day, I think, in part of another video. It's hard to know, I've got about 5 videos on the go at the moment. And then, like I said, I like the idea of my little button. So a little round piece of clay, just a tiny little button. You stick it on there, and then I have lots of stamps, but I always use my spiral. I've talked about it before. It's kind of like a signature type element to my pieces. And then just try and get it into the round a little bit, just with the paintbrush like that. And that's the handle. So I will now do the rest, but I won't bore you with all of them.